Here we are at the 2024 International Auto Show in Toronto, and we're going to check out to see what the best vehicle is here. Always loved the Infinitis, and the thing I like the most about Infinitis is definitely the interiors. They look fantastic. Like I say, you definitely can't beat those interiors. And those seats with that diamond stitching, just gorgeous. And then we got cool paint jobs like this one here. I'm sure it's a wrap, but if you're a hockey fan, you can certainly appreciate that. And then there's the Cybertruck. Wow, Tesla's really doing something very, very unusual here, and it certainly looks different, that's for sure. I don't know about you, but I think she looks pretty ugly. I don't know if it's just me, but it just seems like Tesla, other than the new truck, I guess, is the same old stuff that we've seen years before. Super cool McLaren here. So this is a plug-in McLaren. I don't know if it's one of their first ones, but definitely looks super, super impressive. And then there's Pagani. Like I say, a fantastic vehicle, and it's amazing that Toronto actually has a Pagani dealership. But it's so great that they can bring them here so that the rest of us can actually check them out. But man, talk about an impressive product, especially the carbon fiber ones. Carbon fiber body, that's fantastic. And of course the purple tint looks great. Best in show? I don't think so though. Let's keep looking.
The chance to win $85,000
and then we got the Chrysler display. As you can see, more and more you're seeing less and less vehicles, a lot of SUVs, a lot of Jeeps, and a lot of pickup trucks, Ram pickup trucks, that kind of thing. Chrysler cars, I don't see any actual Chrysler cars here today whatsoever. And so the days of the Challenger and the SRTs and the Demons and all that kind of thing have come and gone. So of course the big thing at car shows these days, because there's so many electric cars, is that you can go for a ride on their indoor track and check it out for yourself. I just don't know how long the lineups will be as the day goes on, but if that's how you want to spend your car show, being chauffeured around in an electric Jeep, this is the place to come. So here's the lineup for the Jeep ride, and this is within an hour of the show opening. So can you imagine what it's going to be like as the show goes on? You guessed it, it's not for me. This is ready for this one. It's, well, mystery is solved about the color. And then we have the Barbie Corvette. Looks fantastic. Now, can that be best in show? Well, maybe if Margot Robbie came with it. And the Barbie car looks as good going as it does coming. And then there's always Hot Wheels. Lots of Hot Wheels. Subaru BRZ is always an amazing machine. It really reminds me of the RX-7 of, you know, really late 70s or early 80s. Great vehicle, simple, easy to look after, easy to modify, and great car for a young person, and super sporty. They really offer a lot for the money, that's for sure. And let's face it, Subaru is a brand for young people. They really cater to that part of the market, active young people. Is the BRZ good enough to be best in show? I really don't think so. I think there's a lot of other choices out there, and it's something, but it's definitely something to check out. Lots of Subaru Solterras on hand, and for early adopters, for young tech-minded people, definitely a great choice, and I think going to be super, super popular to that market of the, like I say, early adopters and the Gen Y and Gen Zs. That's really what they're looking for, something like the Solterra. So then there's these wheels. They are positively gigantic. You can see these are monsters when you compare them to the size of my head. So I guess they're made for SUVs. I remember the days when 13, 14, 15, 16, man, if you got 17-inch wheels on my 2000 Maxima, that was huge. These are huge. Check out this new Cadillac Lyrique. I mean, it's really impressive looking machine, that's for sure. And I'm not big into electric cars, but this one is a real beauty, that's for sure. And love the look of it and love the lines. Let's check it out a little bit better here. Especially like the front of it. Really looks impressive. And that's an amazing shade of red. So Cadillac's got a great display here, lots of vehicles and lots of space devoted to it. And it's great to see the resurgence. Again, not my kind of vehicle. Certainly nothing best to show here. So Ford is back at the show this year, and they weren't here last year, and they've got a great display. Certainly nothing like they had years and years ago, where they had a lot more of this haul. But then they don't have cars pretty much anymore. I think the only car they have anymore is the Mustang, and then of course the SUVs and lots of pickup trucks. And that's a lot of what they're showing here today, and what they're doing pretty much with their marketing. So you can see the display is nowhere near as elaborate as it was in other years. But unless you see a Ford GT or something like that here, which we probably won't in the Ford display because they're not selling them anymore, no best of show here. And when it comes to cars, I mean, Ford really has, like I said, just has the Mustang, but man, what a car that Mustang. Mustang convertibles always please. Red convertible always looks fantastic. Modern color on this Mustang. I'm sure it's a GT500, I don't know exactly. 2024 Mustang Dark Horse. Looks amazing, and this is especially from the business end. And who wouldn't love a chrome yellow Mustang? I mean, they always look fantastic. And this chrome yellow color's been around forever. And I had this on one of my S2000s many years ago. And like I say, she's just gorgeous. And then there's the Mach-E. Interesting car, that's for sure, and a very interesting display. Haven't heard a lot good about them. Had a dealer actually talk me out of it when I was looking at one at the dealership. So whatever happened to vehicle colors, colorful vehicles? I mean, other than the Mustangs and a few other vehicles, pretty much everything now is this horrible shade of either silver or some variation of white or charcoal or gray or putty gray or a boring shade of some other gray or a different color. And then we get something like this guy over here. And yeah, she's kind of a light blue, but as light blues go, I don't know. What do you think? Is this a good color for a vehicle? Actually, on the camera, it looks a little bit darker than it does in real life. In real life, it looks pretty washed out, like a light gray, light blue, and definitely something, yeah, I would say is a little bit on the boring side. Once again, not best to show. And if you're unsure where to find the people at a car show, check out Find the Corvettes, because wherever the Corvettes are, that's where the people are, because they're, obviously they're an amazing machine, but it's one of the few opportunities that people have to actually sit in a Corvette. I'm pretty sure you can't get a test drive in a Corvette unless you've bought a bunch of them from the dealership in the past. But yeah, it's an amazing machine, and always a big crowd pleaser at the shows. And so this red color is pretty impressive, and but there's always yellow. And it's the thing about a sports car. I think a bright color is really a good choice for a sports car, especially with a great mid-engine like that. Of course, these are the newest generation of Corvettes with their mid-engine, and as you can see, this one here set a lap record at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. For us old school folks, that would be Mosport, 1 minute 22 seconds 12, and that's I believe it. So it's an amazing machine, and of course this is not just any Corvette. This is a Z06 Corvette. And definitely you can see this Z06 Corvette has certainly attracted a lot of attention. And is it best to show? I think it's going to be pretty darn close. And once again in the GM display, you can see where they want that cachet from the Corvettes to be rubbing off on the rest of the SUVs in GM fleet. And you can see that same shade of red is on SUV after SUV after, yeah, you guessed it, SUV. And so it makes sense if you're going to have a halo vehicle that you apply the colors across the range to take advantage of that. Not really sure what the point is of bringing vehicles to a car show and then having the doors locked. Slot cars are always cool, have been for as long as I can remember, and it's great, absolutely great. And this is the new Corvette E-Ray, and the first all-electric Corvette. And as you can see, it's an amazing piece of equipment, that's for sure. Now this one is locked up, so there's no crowd around it. But do I think this is going to be best in show? No, I'd rather, if it comes to Corvettes, I'd rather stick with that Z06. And if you're looking for a lifestyle type display, look no further than a GM display, where again, you'll see all kinds of vehicles, pickup trucks. And we've even got the birds chirping in the background just to give you the feel for what it's really going to be like when you're out there camping. I don't know what it'd be like to set this thing up in the pouring rain and getting up inside there if it's muddy, but makes a good illusion. Any kinds of different lifestyle orientated packages, and always wonder when I see these tents on top of vehicles, once you store the tent and the kayaks and the bicycles and all that other stuff, is there any room for the people inside and their belongings for the weekend? Don't know, it's not my thing. Yep, no best to show here. And then we have the VinFast concept. So this is an amazing thing. I guess it's a reply to the Tesla Cybertruck. I guess that's what this is comparing itself to, and definitely something a little bit different. But it's great to see some concept vehicles at the show. We haven't seen them at the show for quite a long time. And as you can see, it's a great display here. Suicide rear doors. Again, something you don't see all that often in any vehicles anymore. I don't even know how legal it would actually be. But is it best in show? No, I don't think so. And here's the answer to the question no one was asking. The Hummer EV. I really don't get it. I haven't heard much about it. I don't. But it sure packs a lot of interest at the Toronto International Car Show, that's for sure. Best in show? Absolutely not. And if you like a nice flat blue color for your Hummer, this is an option for you. Again, a little bit different kind of a vehicle for a little bit different kind of a market. Definitely not something for me. Like I say, it's an answer to a question nobody asked, as far as I'm concerned. What a beauty this Lexus is, that's for sure. Love that interior. But again, white just wouldn't be my color for the interior. I like wearing blue jeans too much, and kind of like the interior to stay white. And I just know if you wore blue jeans in this car, that interior wouldn't stay white, that's for sure. She sure is a beauty. Best in show? Just might be. So this is a really cool vehicle, this new Toyota Land Cruiser. I think it's really neat, gets really good back down to the basics, and that really appeals to someone like me. Now, it's not going to appeal to everyone, that's for sure, but definitely worth a second look. Not sure about the color, I have to tell you the truth. But I think it's a pretty cool vehicle, that's for sure. Being a Toyota, the assumption would be that it's going to be a very reliable vehicle, very cool vehicle, and I don't know, I like it. I like it a lot, and I think we're going to see some models decked out in a lot more interesting colors and a lot more interesting wheels. Personally, I don't care for the black wheels, so could that be best in show? Could very well be. So I really like this Toyota GR86. This is a beauty. Again, it's much like the Subaru we saw earlier. I love this color. It's not Miami blue like my Porsche, but it's a beautiful color, that's for sure. And this is a seriously cool car. I really like it. Oh, and it's actually even a GR version. It's a GR86. I didn't notice that right at the beginning. Very, very nice. Sure, it'll be difficult to get a hold of one of these, but if you had the chance to do it, I'm sure it would definitely be worth it. It's a beauty. Definitely a contender for Best in Show. And then we got the GR Corolla, and yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. Actually, I have one of these. I have a red one. This one is not the Circuit Edition. It doesn't have the carbon fiber, forged carbon fiber roof. It's a core, this one here, and it's nice, but I definitely prefer the red color. And then we have this Supra. Definitely don't care for the color, but it's a cool car. I just find it looks a little bit too quirky. Yeah, this new Lexus version of the Land Cruiser is definitely an interesting looking machine, that's for sure. Again, I don't much care for the color, and the wheels, as far as I'm concerned, are too small, and I'm not a black wheels guy at the best of times. So, yeah, definitely a very cool vehicle. But she's a beauty. So would I consider this Lexus Best in Show? I don't know. Looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Talk about checking something very cool. Here's this new Porsche concept. How small it is. The 911's grown into such a huge beast, and this thing is super small and super great looking. So could that be Best of Show? I think we're coming pretty close to getting Best of Show when we see something like that. I'm not sure when Lego became such a big thing and why. I guess my generation never played much with Lego, but yeah, this is amazing piece of art, I guess. But I guess it's a way of getting kids interested in cars. So I was excited to see Porsche at the show here, but a lot of take hands. And what do we got coming up here? We got a Panamera coming up here, and so a lot of that kind of stuff is here at the show. And I don't know when a Porsche 911 became an off-roader, but I know that there's been rallies, very famous rallies, where Porsches have done extremely well. And but this is more my kind of Porsche. And I look at something like this. So this is a track weapon coming up here, and so it's a GT3 RS. Another unobtainium from Porsche. That's definitely something that would be very, very difficult to get a hold of. Can't imagine how many years, even though I have a Porsche GT car, I doubt that I would be able to get one, no matter how long the waiting list is. And then here's some of the new take hands, the new electric Porsches, and I still can't wrap my head around why they would call an electric car a turbo when it doesn't have a turbo on it. But obviously it seems to be working for Porsche. And then if we flip around here, we can see something very different. Looks like it's a real one that competed at some point at some event, but again, very, very cool, and cool to see it here. You can see the spares up above on the roof rack. So would this be Best in Show? No. And yep, you guessed it, Porsche bicycles. Not sure what's with the Canadian collection on the seats, but definitely a very cool car. Bentley Continental GT Convertible Azure. Yeah, it's a beauty. And then we get to a Rolls-Royce Spectre. And always gorgeous. Still has the hood ornament that disappears unless you're driving it. Very nice. And then there's the Rimac. Lots of carbon fiber trim, but I don't know if it's carbon fiber body and it's just painted solid. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Bugatti Chiron, again, amazing car. Definitely a poser mobile, and not something I would pick for Best in Show. And then we've got this guy. Never seen one of these before. The Datista. guess it's styled by Pininfarina. But yeah, another gorgeous car. And the quintessential Lamborghini Revuelto. And again, Lamborghini is always the quintessential poser-mobile. And that was Poser Lane. Definitely nothing here that I'd choose for best in show. Just saying. It's an amazing machine. I mean, seeing it in real life, I'm shocked at how big it actually is. Somehow I thought that they were a whole lot smaller. But this thing's huge. It's gotta be close to 20 feet long. Amazing. So is the Red Bull Racer the best in show? Man, again, that's tough. It's a beautiful Formula One to see. Beautiful to see a Formula One car up close and personal. Very cool. A little noisy though. So this Porsche Vision Gran Turismo, definitely the winner of the show. I just hope that it leads, obviously it's a concept car, I just hope that it leads to a cheaper Porsche. Even things like Boxsters and Caymans have gotten so expensive that it's difficult for anybody to get in the market other than getting a used Porsche first. So congratulations Porsche, best in show, Toronto Auto Show 2024.